that wasn't right. Like going on these apps and giving my body to somebody else who doesn't even know me. That's not cool. And that's a low standard of self-respect.
Welcome to another episode of J Inclusive. Please share, like, comment, subscribe, and set your notifications on so you are alerted every time I upload. Someone left a comment underneath one of my other videos about Zelig Williams, asking if there were any new updates in the case. So here is a new interview with Zelig's family from last week, and then I'll come back and go over a few other things that don't sit right with me.
I met Zelig's family at Southeast Park, where a missing poster still asks for information that could answer where he is. Zelig's disappearance happened more recently, on October 3rd, 2024.
Zelig didn't come home.
From last year's press conference until now, Kathy Williams remains focused on seeing her son again. She already lost 2 daughters to a car accident back in 2004. Zelig's car was found abandoned in a parking lot near a heavily wooded area in Lower Richland County.
He was forced by someone.
Zelig, a dancer, starred in Hamilton and MJ the Musical on Broadway. He was also active in the local dance company Southern Strut. Caroline Lewis-Jones was one of his first dance teachers.
You know, I've taught thousands and thousands of dancers around the country, and it's him. I can't let go of him.
His cousins say he's a bright light.
He has a way of making whoever he's talking to feel like the most important person in the room, giving you his full undivided attention and support and love. He's just a beautiful soul.
Kathy says the burden of not knowing where her son is heavy.
Let God handle it, because I can't handle all this.
Richland County Sheriff's Department is working the case.
Every day is day in, day out. Until we get a resolution to a case, you're thinking about it. You're working that case. And I do this for the family.
Someone tells you, bring my child back home. I want my child back home.
Well, that was Janae Bowens reporting tonight. If you have any information about Dale or Zelig, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is always 1-888-CRIME-SC.
When it comes to crash alerts sent via phone to emergency contacts, they include the location of said violent impact. The location of the alert was miles away from where his car was found. If someone picked him up from the location where his vehicle was found, could they have thrown his phone out the window? If the device was thrown from a moving vehicle, someone could determine the direction of travel at the very least and try and go from there. Looking at his Instagram page, he seemed to be extremely religious. But according to a video that surfaced a few months ago that I played in one of my other videos about the case, he was an ex-homosexual.
Hello everyone, this is Zelig. I wanted to hop on here and just let you guys know a testimony on my side. I've been delivered from homosexuality. I'm thankful to be where I'm at right now. My journey hasn't always been easy. I share because I believe what my word says. I believe what the Bible says, and it's taken me time to figure out. It's taken me time to figure out who I am, and I've been through some really tough things. And I've shared some of these things I've shared it on my podcast, and I've opened up about some of my struggles, but I haven't been, as clear with that. I'm sharing because I know there might be some other brother out there that might be struggling. I understand not knowing. I understand not knowing who you are when you look in the mirror. I get that. And a big part of that was me being molested when I was younger. I was touched when I was a kid. And that formed the identity of who Zelig was. And it became something that really put a shield over myself. I became a people pleaser. I became I wasn't myself. I was moving outside of who the Bible told me I should be. And it took me some time. And obviously I love people. Like that is, I love y'all. And the only reason I'm doing this is because if God can do it for me, I know he can help whoever else may need some help. I've struggled with this for so long and I feel free. I feel like I can be myself again. And this isn't a message of hate. This is a message of love and just understanding, because it'll put you through a hole. It will put you, like when I fell into it, I was going on apps. And living a life that wasn't right. Like going on these apps and giving my body to somebody else who doesn't even know me. That's not cool. And that's a low standard of self-respect. And I'm not going to do it to myself anymore. Going on these apps and just doing whatever I want. It's not okay. It wasn't okay. And God has forgiven me. I ask for his forgiveness for this because I came too far, and I believe that God has helped me so much. He's helped me on my journey. And like I said, this isn't a message of hate at all, y'all. But I care enough to speak up for you, because for whoever may need to hear this, because it's real. It's real stuff. And being in New York City can be hard. I get it. It's everywhere. But you can get through it. And I'm a testament of that. God has pulled me away from myself in the areas that weren't healthy. I formed an image off this person I made when I was little. I formed this individual from a moment of being touched by a family member. And whoever may be listening to this, like a brother or a sister, if you were touched by a family member, I am so sorry. That moment changed my life. It changed my life, and not in the best way for me. I hated myself. I truly hated myself. And God was talking to me, and that's why I started my podcast, y'all. That's why I started it. That's why I started my podcast, so I can speak out. But I was still struggling, and I apologize for anyone who listened to me while I was not walking in my words. I'm walking towards what I believe is true, and I believe the word is true, and God has been there for me. Guys, like, everything I've been through, y'all, like, I went through hell. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of not walking in who I believe myself to be. And I'm saying this too for any other brother out there that might be struggling, that might be having a hard time with their sexual desires and understanding that. Be where you are, okay? Be where you are. That's okay. Be right where you are. God is big enough to help you. God is able to walk with you even when you messing up. When I was messing up sometimes, y'all, I was in prayer. Jesus, Lord, help me in this moment. Help me in this moment right now. I know I'm wrong. Help me. And I believe if you just hold on, I know I got a lot of brothers that I work with, and I know I get it, but I gotta let this off my heart to let you guys know that it can be achieved to find yourself in the word, in your word. I'm not trying to be out here. I'm not trying to be on this thing giving a whole transparent with you guys in this matter and be upfront, and also share that with my podcast. Before I go to that, I want to say this. I think it's important to understand the value of words. I think a big part of us not being able to find ourselves is allowing people to speak things over you. Meaning, being called a girl, being called bitch, being called, oh, excuse my language, y'all. Sorry, little kids, if you're watching. Things like that can hold you. That can hold you to a version of yourself that isn't who you are. And that has been something for me that I've struggled with. If you are believing for yourself to be the person you want to be, and other people aren't up there with who you are becoming, speak up. Speak up. It's like a self-worth thing of who you are and who you're becoming. Yeah. I'm covered by God. We're covered by God. Just believe, y'all. And with that, I am going to be dropping my podcast next year. The first episode will be January 1st. And it is to share. And it is to shine light and share love with whoever listens. I think this is an important message for a lot of people, because I feel like we're struggling, but we aren't talking. And I'm tired of going through what I've been through. And I pray that whoever heard this can receive it. If you don't understand, that's okay. Maybe even in that not understanding, ask God to help me understand, right? Even in my moments of not believing, I'm like, God, help my disbelief. Help me so I can hear you clear. Even though, sometimes myself, I'm like, no, I don't. But it's yeah. But that's all. I hope you guys can tune into my podcast. I want to give you my real self of who I am, who I believe myself to be, and move forward with that. Whoever listens, I hope you can tune in, and I'm looking forward to it, to share with you guys, and to just, maybe it might be a Bible study. I don't know. It could be dance. There's a lot of things. But yeah, sending love to all of you, and whoever listened and tuned into this live, I thank you, and I pray we all just keep moving towards Christ and what he's done for all of us. Much love.
Not sure if that has anything to do with his disappearance, but it's interesting that mainstream media nor the family seem to be directly addressing the fact that his sexuality could have played a role in it.
The way Zelig left the house, and as soon as he left, 18 minutes later, that crash and that ping, and he wasn't dressed like he would normally be dressed. You've seen his Facebook. He cares about his appearance, and so he left to come right back home, from what we can see and believe. So to have him disappear in this way, it's our belief that foul play is afoot.
Williams disappeared during severe weather in October, and the watery river crested at nearly 106 feet, covering or even washing away any potential clues about his disappearance. The family says they are taking different steps to find answers.
We'll continue the search by doing more research into the groups and the people that he was speaking to right before he went missing. Also looking at some of the churches he was attending right before he went missing. There's a lot of avenues we haven't had the opportunity to dive into.
And there is a lot of information that has come to us
and we are trying to put all the puzzle pieces together, and we will. But with that said, you know, and I think that we are going to be contacting Richland County this week because we do have requests from them. And, you know, if they can or cannot, we will be doing it. And that no one's going to stop us on that.
Could he have been going out there to meet someone off an app and things took a turn for the worse? The family also shared at a news conference that Zelig may have stopped taking his prescribed mental health medication, which he did not bring with him, adding to concerns for his well-being. When his car was found in an isolated parking lot, there was no damage, no evidence of a crash, and no sign of Zelig. All of his belongings were left in the car besides his phone. A witness did come forward stating they saw Zelig in the area on the day he disappeared, so they must have seen him outside of his car. But what was his demeanor? Did he look lost? Did he look as if he were waiting for someone? Did he have his headshots with him that his mother stated he had taken before leaving her home that day? Was he meeting someone for a potential business opportunity and it ended up in a kidnapping? It's tough to imagine, but maybe he willingly went missing to live in his truth and begin a new life somewhere else. According to some reports from people who knew him, he was traveling to Atlanta and other places to attend church. Why would he be traveling from Columbia, South Carolina to come to Atlanta to go to church? Could his disappearance be connected to another case where 18-year-old Donovan Dempsey went missing in the same Congaree National Park months before Zelig's disappearance in the same place?
We have a first alert now out of the Midlands, where Columbia police are looking for a missing University of South Carolina student who is from the upstate. Police are looking for 18-year-old Donovan Dempsey, who goes by Donnie. Officers say he left his hometown of Spartanburg to go to Columbia last Thursday, May 8th, but no one has heard from him since. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, black and neon sweater, and blue jeans. If you've seen him or know where he may be, you're asked to call Columbia Police. You can also remain anonymous with a tip through Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC.
We have some breaking news straight into our newsroom. This is out of Richland County. It is a heartbreaking update to share with you tonight. This is all in the search for that missing USC student. Well, the Richland County coroner has now identified Donovan Dempsey as the body that was found in the Congaree River on Sunday. Dempsey, as you remember, was a student at the University of South Carolina and was reported missing earlier this month after leaving his hometown of Spartanburg. He was last seen back on May 8th on Hampton Street in West Columbia. We have now confirmed that the body that was found over the weekend has been identified as Dempsey.
The Columbia Police Department said no foul play was suspected, but as of the making of this video, Dempsey's cause and manner of death have not been released. It's a sad situation all around, but here's hoping that both families find some sense of closure to aid in their healing.
Walk on through the wind.